Hello, it's Caroline at For the Love of Crochet, and I have a couple of goodies for you. I have your next bunny pattern that I've been working on, as well as another project. Now, today's projects, let's just say they aren't what I expected. Now, sometimes you create projects and you're just, wow, 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 this is so cute. And as you process and proceed your projects, you fall more and more in love with. With these two, I did not have that feeling. And so I championed on, and these are the creations that I made. However, I want to talk to you about patterns and yarns, and that combination can make a huge difference. Now, Cassandra at Craftably Ever After talked about this. She made a teddy bear in all kinds of different yarns. And the one that she did not think was going to be the best ended up being the very best. She had tried her favorite yarns as well as some new yarns, and she found that with all the different yarns, she had a different reaction and feeling as to whether she would make that pattern again. And so if you struggled with a pattern or you found that your project did not come out quite as you expected, try making it in a different yarn. Now, when I first started making amigurumi, I would always try the pattern first to see if I could get through it. Because I was still learning how to read patterns. And I also wanted to see how the yarn worked up. And based off of that first initial feeling of that, of me working through, resulted in whether I was going to make that pattern again. But now that I'm more experienced, I know that different yarns create different projects. So let's start with the bunny. The next bunny pattern came from Cutest Crochet Creations by Allison North. I believe she goes by Cornflake Stew on Instagram and Etsy. And I think you can find these patterns on her Etsy shop if you don't have the book. Maybe. So I went with this pattern. Now notice his little paws there. That was my favorite detail on this. Now I know that I've been working a lot of bunny patterns, and I saw that the eyes were very separated, and I just put mine a little closer together, and I knew those feathers were going to be a challenge because they're so tiny. But let's see how I turned out. So here is my sweet little bunny. That still is my favorite part about this pattern. Now, he doesn't sit up as well as I'd like him to. He's too head heavy. And so that's what I found about this pattern. I used a very thin yarn because I was trying to go through some scrap yarn, but I really wanted to make another bunny. The other thing is I positioned his ears incorrectly. So one is just a little far back, and I didn't realize it. And so I've got this little kink in his ear. These are my feathers, and to change colors in this little bitty thing was a challenge for me. So I just didn't think it was going to add any cuteness to it, so I left it off. I think what she needs is some bows. I think that might, flowers or bows around here, and I think that would really up my game on this one. But so this wasn't the best pattern, but I really like this effect and how the legs you attach to the side this way. But I also think that's why it's tilting forward, because of its top heaviness and its feet the way that it is. One of those tails. So that's his little bunny butt. So yeah, this is the next bunny pattern. What do you think? Do you think you might make this one? I really think that using a different yarn may improve this one, but maybe not. But that is the way that the pattern is. He has a very large head and his ears are very far apart. So I think if I were to change something, I would make his head smaller and give them flowers. So there you go, folks. That is the next bunny pattern. This is a great amigurumi book, though. It is one of my favorites. One of the best amigurumi books. All the details in it are just so gradual and sweet, and they're not difficult to do. So I haven't found any mistakes. In fact, we've really tested this book. A whole group of YouTubers have dedicated, Chronically Crocheting has dedicated a Crochet-along off this book. So we've really tested this out, and we found no complaints in this book. Okay, the second pattern I did comes from Christmas and getting in that feel of Christmas. And so I decided to give another go to this book. Now, we've had problems with this book before, and I can tell you that the pattern I made did have some mistakes. It was stitch counts or something, but it was easy to figure out. And then kind of knowing that this might have mistakes, you're like, okay. Now, I've previously made this one and I have 0 complaints. And he's right there on the shelf there. Oh, he's right there on the shelf. And I can tell you that I am still loving that yarn. When I go and touch that bunny, it feels amazing. That Bella Coco DK yarn was amazing. In fact, I love it so much, I would like to order it. It's a thin DK weight, but just so luxurious. It is way better than any shepshes I've tried. It's glorious. I love that yarn. Okay, so I tried another pattern and I went with the penguin. Since we're getting in the Christmas spirit, I thought, okay, if I did make something Christmassy, maybe I can turn this into a Christmassy one. Well, I went to my yarn stash and I did not have anything that would work out. All this yarn, and I need brown. I need different browns. I need greens. Yeah, so I need yarn. Anyway, I did this one. Here it is. So I didn't do the Christmas colors. I used up some scrap yarn again. What do you think? Oh, I forgot to snip that one. Okay, so I was really hitting the scrap train with this one. Notice I used buttons instead of safety eyes, and that is only by accident because in this pattern, I don't remember it telling me put safety eyes in. So I did it and I kept stuffing it and I started to attach. Okay, you start with making the arms, then the feet, and then you work the body, and then you work the head up. And so I'm stuffing and stuffing and stuffing, and okay, now I'm working the head, and then I closed it up and I completely forgot because it didn't tell me put your safety eyes in here. So I didn't. And so he got closed up and he didn't have his eyes in. But never fear, I have felt eyes, but I didn't have a size that was suitable. So I thought up buttons. I'm like, okay, I've seen some buttons for eyes. So that is what I chose. I used some buttons and I think it turned out very cute. Plus I used some scrap yarn. So I was able to get rid of some. And then I had bought felt for my sewing birds for the beak, and I just bought a whole pack of felt. And so since I had every color of felt, I went ahead and decided to go with this nose. But in the pattern, it makes some brown looking thing, and it was very tiny to do with a very thick yarn, so I just opted out. And I didn't know what color to put on it since I was using these. So since I made his eyes black, I went ahead and used that as his nose. So there he is, folks. I think he's rather adorable, but they aren't as what I expected. They aren't what I expected. I didn't say, oh, I love it, I love it, I love it, as I'm continuing on. And then I just felt like he was very plain, so I wanted to add another button. I wanted to put something Christmassy, but I didn't have any buttons that quite fit for him, so I used this flower button that had snowflakes on it. Or flowers. They had flowers on it, but they kind of reminded me of snowflakes. So here he is. These are my 2 finished objects this week. They are quite cute, but I need to do this again. I need to redeem it. What do you think? Or add the flowers. I need to add the flowers. And then so I have some whips. My All Fall for Christmas Crochet collab project is taking quite the bit of time, again, as my previous collaboration with KS Mom and Craftably Ever After. It's one of those long ones. The All for Fall one I did was this little witch doll from Hocus Pocus, the red-headed witch. I forget her name. What is her name? The red-headed lady. So like that one, it is taking quite a bit of time. I also have another Christmas project I'm working on, and I was finishing up some scrap yarn from that. And I can't wait to show you. It's going to have its own separate video. But one of the things I did with the leftovers are these cute little puff circles that I put a little, it's like one of those puffy stickers, and I just glued it on. But I mean, how cute would that be to put in a Christmas card, maybe chain a long string with a little, little tiny tassel at the end for a bookmark. I just thought it was adorable. I mean, this is cute hanging from your tree as well. And I made 2 of those. It is I didn't tie in my ends because, you know, I wasn't expecting to show it. But here's the second one. And this one, I put a little loop on it. So that is something I've worked on. Just for a little added decoration, maybe to a Christmas card, maybe to add to a wine bottle. Like I said, maybe you buy books for your friends and family for Christmas. Sticking a bookmark in there would be super cute. So those 2 things are what I made. Okay, so later on in the next couple of weeks, we have a Thanksgiving holiday. So happy Thanksgiving. I just want to say a big thank you to you for watching, for liking and subscribing. If you found any of this inspirational or informative, hit that like and subscribe. Try to send out encouragement and ideas through my crochet and the love of crochet. So hit that like and subscribe, and I just want to say thank you, my sincere gratitude for showing up, for commenting, for communicating with me. It really makes my day, and know that you appreciate it. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Peace and God bless to you. If you'd like to see more videos, check out a couple of these you might find interesting. If you liked these videos, I will link one of my other bunny patterns, as well as our All for Fall Christmas Crochet collab. You might find a Christmas movie that you enjoy. Bye.